All right, so now we're going to look at how to graph our solutions in 3 dimensions. And so you have some isometric dot paper to complete this part of your homework. So you're just graphing 2 ordered triples and then 2 lines. So we'll look at how to graph each one of those. I have some examples of ordered triples that we'll graph, and then I'll write up an example of a line that we can graph. So our 3 dimensions, we need to include our x-axis. So I'll go ahead and draw that in blue. And typically our x-axis will run in this direction. And then our y-axis will run to make like an X. So one big X here, this will be our y-axis. And then the z-axis will be our vertical axis. So you can go ahead and draw a Z right down the middle. Whoa. Okay, so there is Z. So if it helps you to kind of navigate, you can say this is the positive end of X, this is the negative end of X, this is the positive end of Y, the negative end of Y, positive Z, and the negative Z. So it is kind of tricky to look at, especially with so many dots and so many lines. Let's go ahead and try graphing this first point, -2. So remember, this is our X, this is our Y, this is our Z. So what I would recommend is starting with your X and Y first. So let's go ahead and find X on our negative axis, that will be here. And then we're going to go up 4 units of Y. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just draw some dotted lines. Okay, so that's X is 2, -2, and Y is +4. And then our Z is going to go up 4 units from there. So what is that going to look like? So we're starting at this dot, and we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be up 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be where our point is located. So -2, 5, 4. All right, let's try the next one. So we have 3 for X, 3 for Y. We change colors here. It's green. So we have 3 for X, 3 for Y, and let me get my letters right. Oh my goodness. And -2 for Z. So just like before, we'll start off on the positive x-axis. So that's here. Then I go up 3 units. So we went up 3 for Y. So we're right here. And now we need to go down 2 for Z. So we went down 2. So this will be 3, 3, -2. All right, let's try one more for good measure because these both ended up on our axis, which is kind of hard to look at. So we'll graph one more. Let's try 2, -5, and +3. So let's use purple for that one. So we have 2 for X and the positive end of X, and then we went down 5 for Y. So remember, I'm going down this direction. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and make our dotted lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I went up 3 for Z. So up 1, 2, 3. My graph, my point's going to be right here. So 2, -5, 3 with my point in purple. All right, so that's graphing in our 3 dimensions, graphing our ordered pair. And now you're also going to be graphing a line. So let's go ahead and label that. We're going to be graphing a line. So remember, a line in 3 dimensions is actually going to be a plane. So maybe I should say, we don't want it to be a line. We're going to call it a plane because we have 3 dimensions. Okay, so the plane that we're going to graph is 3x plus 2y plus for z equals 12. So the easiest method probably to graph a plane is to find the x, y, and z intercepts. So before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and draw my axes over off to the side here, just so they're ready to go. We can kind of use it as reference. And z. So we'll label these just so we can navigate the space more clearly. So this is positive x, positive y, positive z, negative z. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find each intercept, and I'll graph them in different colors. So my x-intercept, if I think about my x-axis, if I'm on the x-axis, that means y and z are both 0. So that means that I'm going to substitute in 0 for y and 0 for z. So what is that going to look like in my equation? I have 3x plus 0 equals 12. So x will equal 4. So what that means is for my x-intercept, my ordered triple is 4, 0, 0. And I'll go ahead and graph that right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is my x-intercept. Now let's calculate the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is when I'm on the y-axis, which means x and z will both be 0. So I can say x equals 0 and z will equal 0. So if I substitute that into the equation, I get 0 plus 2y plus 0 equals 12. So y will equal 6. So my ordered pair for, my intercept for y will be 0, 6, 0. So let's see, 0, and then I'm going to go up 6y, so it's 2, 4, 6. All right, that's my y-intercept. My z-intercept, similarly, I'm going to find where it crosses the z-axis. So that's going to be where x and y are both equal to 0. So my equation will be 0 plus 4z equals 12. So z will equal 3, which means my ordered pair is 0, 0, 3. So 0, 0, 3 will leave me right here for my z-intercept. So now to sketch the plane, we're just going to connect each dot. So I'll use this kind of light blue color to connect them. And this is going to be a portion of our plane. Whoops, undo that one, that'd be better. All right, so now we're just going to shade our plane in here. See a little highlighter or something that works nicely. We can see where that plane will be located. And if I go ahead and label my coordinates, now that we have everything in, I get 4, 0, 0, and then I hit green, 4, 0, 6, 0, and purple for Z, 0, 0, 3. And that will be the plane of, or that will be the graph of this equation.